All right, guys, let's look at our systems of inequalities. And today we're just going to be talking about graphing them. All right, a system, come on. Systems of inequalities is a set of two or more inequalities. Go figure. Similar, come on, man. These are similar to our systems of equations. This time, instead of having an equal sign, we're going to have an inequality sign. All right, types of solutions. We're going to have two lines on our graph that represent our inequalities. Remember, they could be solid lines or dotted lines, and then you're going to have a shaded area. And if those shaded areas overlap, then that overlapping shaded area is our solution set. And this is where the shading overlaps. And they're actually going to have infinite many solutions because our lines go on forever and ever, and there's going to be a ton of actual solutions for our inequalities that overlap. We also might see where the shading does not overlap, and this is going to have no solutions. All right, you're going to see some questions like this that say match the system of inequalities with the graph. So you're going to be given a graph, and it's already going to be completed for you. You can see our two dotted lines and the overlapping shaded area. And then it is going to ask you to pick out the system of inequalities. So each group is a different selection. And then we need to figure out which one goes with this graph. So what you're going to do is you're going to graph each set of systems. On your notes, you have step-by-step already filled out for you how to graph these in the calculator. If you don't have a graph, you're going to have to go back to the notes on how to graph the inequalities and actually graph them and see which ones match. But if you do have a calculator, then you need to go to the graph this time instead of the calculator and hit menu 3-2, just like we did with the systems, but this time, again, instead of being on the calculate portion, we're on the graph. And then you're going to enter in your first inequality, and then you'll arrow down and enter in the second inequality, and then you'll hit enter, and you'll see it graphed on your screen, and you can see if it matches this one. Some things to point out, though, that can already help you before you start just graphing all of these is we know some attributes of our inequalities that we can, so we can eliminate some of these. So we have two lines that are dotted, and so we know that if our lines are dotted, then that means our inequality systems, is this going to let me write? Our inequality signs are going to be one of these and not one with an equal sign underneath it. So if we see a group, look, this one right here has an equal sign. Well, that cannot be because we got two dotted lines. These have two open, so that one might be an answer choice, possibly. This one has an equal sign, so this cannot be our option. So even before you get to graphing, and especially if you don't have a graphing calculator, then you can eliminate your choices just based on your knowledge of our inequalities. Make sure you have those notes filled out so that you have them ready to go. So I just wrote up here, see which one matches the given graph. And You can also eliminate answer choices, which is what I just went over. And that's it. All right. So you're also going to see some that look like this. It's going to give you the inequality, and then it's going to give you some answer choices with graphs, and you have to figure out which one matches. So again, you're going to graph the systems and see which one matches the graph. Again, you can go ahead and eliminate some answer choices. Look, both of my inequalities have the equal sign underneath. So that means we have solid lines. So I can go ahead and eliminate any one with dotted. Look, I didn't even have to do any work. This one is our answer. But again, you can put these into your graphing calculator, graph it, and see which graph matches those inequalities. So again, this one is the answer. So what I would advise doing first when you're presented with these questions is eliminate. That way you're not graphing 4 or more systems of inequalities and taking a lot of time on it. So eliminate your answer choices and then graph if you need to. All right, let me know if you have any questions.